Two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Write this down.
All right.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Welcome to the OG edition of Write That Down, the only show in America, this and Purple Daily, where the hosts actually keep track of their predictions with statistics and hold each other accountable.
Crazy.
Accountability, what a novel concept. The kids these days don't know how to be accountable.
This show has for a long time.
Yes, we have.
Write this down.
So here's how this is going to work. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And if you want to participate as a guest listener predictor like Cody is about to here in a few minutes, you can send Declan, the honeymooning Declan, a message through the Score North app. So, yeah, so old Dex tweets. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, he sent in 3.
Okay.
From, I think it's the same 3 locations he was at for Purple Daily.
Oh,
definitely
okay.
shirtless in at least one of these.
I told you, he's gone full McConaughey.
Yeah. No, he is. He's become very interesting. He's going to start wearing like leather jackets and go on the sidelines of, I don't know, like St. Cloud State sporting events.
Not football, since
All
they
right,
dropped
all
football.
right, yeah.
Not going to be possible.
Before we dive in and get started with the accountability session and the predictions, let's say hello to Nicolay Law here, the exclusive personal injury law firm of Purple Daily, of Score North Podcast. Nicolay Law knows that when you or a loved one gets injured, ordinary life can come to a stop. Things can get complicated. And that's where Russell Nicolay and his team come in, very much ingrained in Twin Cities communities here. They're just your normal everyday folks that happen to have law degrees and the smarts to get you the compensation you deserve after an accident. So if you've been injured, get Minnesota's local award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay. So here we go. Let's start with the accountability session. Judd, you had 2 different sort of hedging Juan Soto predictions.
Oh,
here.
far apart, right? I
Yeah.
didn't remember the one that's right because I just made the one that's in the red.
You said Juan Soto will sign with the Blue Jays.
Yep.
But a few months ago, you said he would sign with the Dodgers or the Mets. The Mets.
Meet the Mets.
15 years. All right, I had one thing come off the board. I said the Packers would upset the Lions and the Chargers would upset the Chiefs. Both were so close to happening. So close. But this isn't horseshoes. It's not hand grenades. This is Write That Down. Okay, the listeners had a bunch of things come off the board, mostly bad. So Eric said the Wolves and the Wild would go undefeated between last week and this week's Write That Down. Tyler said the Wolves would make it out of the group stage of the NBA Cup. Will said the Big Ten won't send more than 3 teams to the CFP. They sent 4.
I love
Indiana.
the CFP, by the way, I love the chaos that became.
And now people are all, the 12 seed. We knew we were going to debate about the 12 seed, but who
that was
cares?
the point. But that was the point, right?
Alabama, just come back next year, guys. Sorry.
Right. But the point, in my opinion, was this, okay? With 4 teams, you legitimately had a team that got screwed.
Yeah.
This time, you didn't really have a team that got screwed. You just wanted to complain about it, which is awesome.
Derek said, in Week 14, when the Vikings play the Falcons, both Michael Penix Jr. and J.J. McCarthy would play in said game. Eric said the Vikings would beat the Falcons, and they'd sack Kirk at least twice.
Didn't get the pressure.
Once.
Didn't get nearly as much pressure as we expected. Again, that Falcons line did a really nice job.
Yeah, he got hit a couple times, but then Josh said this back in March when Kirk was not the turnover machine that he's sort of been lately.
Oh, okay.
He says a home run here. Josh said Kirk will record at least 2 turnovers against the Vikings. Nice little round tripper there for Josh. And then Declan said wrestler WWE's Tiffany Stratton would cash in her, Minnesota's own, by the way, would cash in the Money in the Bank in the Twin Cities when the WWE was in town. The Twins would add an established player to their 40-man roster by the end of November. I don't think they did. Like 200 games played. Tonkin was already on the roster, right? They just like avoided arbitration with him.
Yeah, they just saw. Yeah, exactly. No, the Twins are doing nothing, Phil.
Well, they're right-sizing their business.
Which means doing nothing.
And they're cleaning out longtime respected executives like Thad Levine and Dave St. Peter. So I guess there's that. And then the Timberwolves will beat the Clippers last week on the road. They did. So Dex got that one. Mr. Basketball. So with that, on the season, Declan maintains a batting average lead, 336 to my 325. Listeners at 310. Judd's at 296. So the batting average race, and the season ends Super Bowl Sunday. The batting average race is still pretty wide open, and so is the home run race. Listeners with 12, Declan, Judd with 11. I have 10. So everything's up in the air here. Career stats dating back to 2018. Declan, 356 average, leads everyone. Judd, 348 hits, leads everyone. And listeners with 67 home runs, they lead everyone in that category. So that's what we got for the accountabilities, for the
Write
stats.
it down. You like writing things down.
Let's get Cody in here as a guest listener predictor. Cody, what's going on, man? Making a return appearance on Write That Down.
We're going to try to boost our numbers today a little bit.
Okay. In both categories, or what are we talking about here?
Of course.
Okay.
If you hit a home run, you're boosting both stats.
That's true.
Yep. Didn't know if you might like drag bunt though or something. Like it was a rough week, so just trying to get on base and boost the average a little bit.
We're not playing Little League here.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I just thought the bunt is a viable option. Of course, lots of people think it's not, but
Well, it is in your repertoire. For some of us, like Cody and myself.
do you want to get on base? Do you want to get on base?
Anti-bunt.
Pete Rose, God rest his soul. You know what? Laid down some bunts.
So Cody, give us your thoughts on. I know you're a Minnesota sports fan. Give us like a take. Give us like Vikings or something. I'm putting you on the spot, but give us a current strong take you have on Minnesota sports.
Basketball is carrying the sport currently. They got a lot of people in the door. I think the football team is going to. Oh, shoot. Detroit fumbles this week and they lose to Buffalo, and that makes the story arc that much better.
Oh, wow.
That
could be a prediction too. We could put that on the record.
It's going to run its way down to week 18, I think.
Okay.
Wouldn't that
But then
be fun?
I don't know how that works, because if Minnesota and Detroit end up with the same record at the end of the year, I don't know where they go if they're tied 1-1.
So there'd be like common opponents would be one. So apparently Detroit, I'd have to look this up to be official, but I think Detroit is in position with most of the tiebreakers right now against the Vikings.
Is division the first one? Well,
yes, but they
or
would
the
both
second
be.
one.
I think it's head to head, and then it's division,
Right, yeah.
and then it's I think
first.
common opponent after that.
Yeah, if they end up going both 15-2 somehow, some way. So if they both win out until week 18, and then Minnesota beats Detroit week 18, that would both have them both sitting at 15-2. And as it stands right now, Detroit lost to Tampa Bay, who is also 7-6, and Minnesota lost to lost to the Rams, who's also 7-6. So I have no idea where it goes after that.
Yeah.
So you'd go the head to head, and then they both have the same division record because they both have handed the only loss.
This is why you need the Lions to lose to the Bills, the Vikings to continue to roll right through week 18.
Yeah.
And then you don't end with the same record.
Yeah. If the Lions lose to the Bills, it's game on. It is game on for this division. 100%.
They don't want that door to be creaked open any more than it already is.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, that Lions defense, I think they have something like 13 guys on IR. They're too deep up front from opening day is gone, and you're facing Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
It's gettable. It's gettable for the Bills.
It's a tough
It,
game.
it could easily be another fireworks show like the Rams and Bills last week.
Absolutely.
All right, Cody, you're going to go first here. So give us your first prediction, and then we'll go Judd, Declan via satellite, and then all round it out. We'll make 3 trips around the room.
Write this down.
Cody.
All right. Our team's sunshine, Andrew Van Ginkel, by the end of the season, will have another pick 6.
Sunshine.
I don't know why they keep testing him. Brock Purdy did it a week after he picked off Daniel Jones. I don't understand why they keep trying to run this little quick slant right on Andrew Van Ginkel's side, as if they don't know he's going to drop right back into that coverage.
Yeah, we talked about this on Purple Daily a little bit today too. So he dropped the one that Kirk threw him, but that would have been literally the same pick six 3 different times on the same side of the formation. Just baiting quarterbacks in, and that's a cheap plug. Alex Boone, Purple Daily Trenches episode, broke down a couple key plays, like 7 or 8 key plays, and it's just amazing how hard that defense is to decipher, and some of the creative things they do up front to trick quarterbacks.
The Jets one was the best because Rodgers, who's 40 years old, never gets fooled. Got totally fooled there. But that wasn't, so the Kirk one is different because the Kirk one, and this is where they exploited it. The way that Kirk delivers the football was absolutely played into Van Ginkel's ability there. But with Aaron Rodgers' one, they showed blitz, dropped him into coverage, and Rodgers never anticipated it.
Yep.
Which was a genius play call.
Yep. All right, back to Judd for your first
Write this down.
prediction, sir.
All right, I am going to start with a wild prediction. They won again last night in overtime, rallying against the Utah Hockey Club. Here it is. Kirill Kaprizov will have at least 2 goals and 5 points between now and next week's. Write that down. So that's going to include home games against the Oilers, the Flyers, the Golden Knights. So he has 3 games to get 2 goals and at least 5 points, all at the XL Energy Center.
He's a frequent. I feel like he's been to like 3 Timberwolves games too. He's a man about town, Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah, he was at the last Lakers game, I think. There were a bunch of guys there, but he was sitting courtside, I think, by Jake Middleton, if I'm not mistaken. There were also a bunch of Vikings there. Metellus was there. Addison was there. Yeah, Kirill's a young man with lots of money to spend, and he's going to have lots more after the offseason.
Yes.
Write that down.
Okay.
Write this down.
Let's go out to Maui here, where the honeymooning Declan has his first prediction.
Hi, guys. I'm back again for Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd. I'm back in that sauna that I was in. You might have seen me on Purple Daily earlier from. Let's write this down. I'm seeing all the Carlos Correa trade rumors. I think this one's important to write down. Carlos Correa will be open to leaving the Twins. There will be a credible report between now and opening day that he is open to a trade from the Twins. Credible report, one of the national insiders, one of the local beat writers, or even Correa himself. I mean, he's a very outspoken guy. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he was asked about the trade, rumors, suggestions at some point, maybe in spring training, and he says, yes, I was considering it. He will acknowledge that he is open to being traded or that he thought about it at some point. Write it down.
Kind of feels like with the comments coming out, and we'll recap the winter meetings on the Score North Twin Show tomorrow, be a Thursday episode. It does kind of feel like Derek Falvey is purposefully putting out the bat signal, hey, take him off our hands. Because did I read that quote right, where he essentially said when he's out there playing, he's been very valuable for us, but he misses all this time, basically. Like, that's kind of, I don't know, man. That feels like that's kind of a shot, like, publicly at your most important and most valuable player. Those quotes were kind of weird vibes for me. I don't know.
He gave a quote yesterday or 2 days ago. Falvey talked about that, and he also was like, he didn't close the door. Like you can just say, we are absolutely not going to trade Carlos. He has no trade clause, and we're not trading him. And Falvey didn't do that. So, yeah, again, I ain't convinced the payroll is going to be what they say. I'm not convinced it's going to be 130. I would not be surprised if it's less. They are, I'm telling you right now, with what they're not doing, they are not going to make any money off TV.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to subscribe other than the diehard Twins fans?
Yeah, the Padres had what, like, was it
4 million?
They had like 40. It was like 40. I'm trying to do the math. Like 40,000 subscribers after like a couple years.
And it was 4 million. And
that's an exciting team, by the way.
And they are one of the top teams in baseball in 2024 in home attendance.
Yeah.
So just like do the math on that. Who the hell is going to subscribe? They're going to have no income to speak of. and I don't see how you can when you're but the thing is, if you want anyone to subscribe, you got to invest.
Yeah.
So you got to make a choice.
Yep. Okay.
Why would you single-handedly single out Correa when Byron Buxton has been doing the same thing his whole career?
Because you can't. It's a case where you're not going to trade Buxton. One, he's hurt way too much. Two, his contract you could actually stomach. Like the Correa contract was signed in a time where the Twins had a completely different philosophy on life, and also I think Correa would be open to it.
Well, I think the answer is even more simple than that. Correa makes a lot more money than Byron Buxton, and as they're trying to right-size their business, which is clearly the most important thing for them as they look to sell this team, they can get rid of potentially, even if they eat a few $1 million, $25 or $30 million off the books. Buxton's like $15 million with a bunch of incentives. Not that big a contract. You could actually make a case that Buxton, even if he only plays 90 games, is worth $15 million. But Correa getting rid, I think if they could get rid of Correa's 30, whatever, there's $36 million. I think the poll ads would love to make that bottom line look a little nicer for prospective buyers.
And Carlos is going up by $6 million, right?
Yeah,
Pablo's up by like 4.
Yeah.
Write this down.
Okay, back to me here. Write this down. So on Thursday, December 19th, it's on TNT as well. This is going to be like inside the NBA, everything. The New York Knicks visit Target Center. Karl Anthony Towns makes his return to the place he played home games for almost a decade.
Like a movie?
This is what movies is made of. Yes, we'll talk about that on Flagrant House today. Write this down. Old Cat will be up to his old tricks in his old building. Cat will be called for at least 2 personal fouls in the first quarter of that game against the Timberwolves.
Foul!
And he's not going to be happy about it.
That's a foul!
He will commit at least 2 fouls in the first quarter of that game against the Timberwolves. Wow. He's had an awesome season, but there's the old foul demons are going to be back.
He's going to be far too excited, too.
He'll be amped.
Excited
100%.
Cat is not necessarily the best cat.
Okay, let's go back to Cody here for your second prediction.
Juan Soto just signed a humongous deal. But this first year is going to be kind of like A-Rod's deal with New York. He's going to doo-doo the bed, per se. He will not hit for more than 25 home runs.
Okay.
He'll stay under 25 for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah. I could see it. The bright lights.
Disappointing.
The pressure of the big contract.
Bright lights. He's in Queens now. His life's easy.
Yeah, the lights aren't. I love how he was all offended by like the Yankee security guy. Like, oh, he stopped my mom and grandma.
Write this down.
I'm not even buying that though. I wasn't greedy. I wasn't looking for more. They were just mean to my family.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me a suite. I like that one. They wouldn't give me a suite. Dude, you're gonna make more money than God. I think you can afford to give him a couple of bucks back for a suite.
Yeah. All right, back to Judd here.
Okay. So there's a very interesting sports TV thing transpiring right now, and that is Netflix is going to have these Christmas Day football games. And Netflix right now is like putting out here is our announcer stable. They're going to bring in this cast of thousands to do some studio. I don't know exactly what, but write this down. Netflix and this will be written about, so it will be completely quantifiable as well as we can watch it. Netflix will have streaming issues on Christmas Day with the NFL games. There will be some type of streaming. I feel like they're trying to cover, hey, look at all this. We got Scotty Hansen. We got Mina Kimes. We've got all these people.
Kay Adams.
They're all going to do stuff like say, so let me tell you something. And then
Mike Tyson's ass cheeks will just be on the screen.
Buffer.
Yeah.
There will be problems.
Like Mike Tyson just in a jock strap, frozen on.
Write this down.
Unbelievable.
Let's go back to Maui here, where Declan has his second prediction.
All right, write this down. Write this down, number 2. The Twins will actually do something between now and next week's Write That Down. Winter meetings are taking place. Hell, I hope nothing happens between when I'm recording this on Tuesday at like 4 p.m. Hawaiian time, that this pick gets nullified early in the morning and I'm not aware of it. But the Twins will trade or sign a player by next week's Write That Down, who has accrued at least multiple years of service time in the major leagues. So at least 2 years of service time, they'll have traded or acquired, signed a player by next week's Write That Down.
I feel like he's trying to wish these Twins moves. This is like the second or third Twins hot stove prediction that he's attempted. I got news, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously they have to probably add a player or two, but I don't think there's a significant thing. I don't know. I'd be shocked if they added like a big time $20 million player of some kind.
Oh God, no. They're not going. No, they're not going to. They will subtract. I think Castro's gone for sure.
Yeah, and well, the Correa thing, I mean, we
Write this
already
down.
talked about it, but yeah, I think they're more interested in who they can say goodbye to than who they can
Yes.
add. So, okay, write this down. I'll say it. I'll say it. Correa.
Write this down.
Carlos Correa. I'm going to leave myself an out here. Carlos Correa will not be in the Twins opening day lineup 2025. There's two ways he could either be off the roster
Yeah, I was
or
gonna
he
say.
could sprain his ankle
Yeah,
getting off the
exactly.
flight.
His foot could flare up.
Yeah, but he will not be in the Twins opening day lineup in 2025 on day one.
Write this down.
Write
All
it
right.
down. All right, back to Cody for his third and final prediction.
All right. Winner whiteout Monday night against the Bears. The Vikings keep their foot on the gas finally. I know we've all been begging for it for a long time. We always seem to have a good game, and then it follows with weeks and weeks and weeks of just mediocre offensive football, or they start hot and end up just barely squeaking by. They score at least 40 more points against the Bears on Monday night.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so yeah.
Wow.
Back to back.
to back 40 burgers.
It's 98
When's the
all
last
over
time
again,
they
Cody.
did that? Is 98 the last time they had back to back 40? Let's pull up the 98 log here for a second.
I think Sam Darnold enjoyed throwing bombs all week last week.
I mean,
Okay.
he's good at them.
Did you know that in 1998, they only did it once? They only had back-to-back 40 burgers once in 98.
Which games?
It was weeks 13 and 14,
Yep.
so right around this time.
Yep.
It was the Thanksgiving game at Dallas, 46-36, Randy Moss breakout. And then the next week, they hosted the Bears on Sunday Night Football, and they beat the Bears 48-22.
Ooh, all
And then they
right.
scored 38 at Baltimore the following week, and then they beat the Jaguars 50-10. So they had in 4 weeks it was 46, 48, 38, and then 50 against the Jags. But even the 98 team only did it once back to back weeks. Yeah. Love it, man. Well, Cody, since you've got this life-changing platform here again, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped you get to this moment?
Oh, always my wife. I can't do anything without her.
You're a
Amen.
wise man there, Cody.
Amen,
to
brother.
thank your wife.
Amen.
Nice job, dude. We'll get you on again sometime. Good luck with your predictions.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. See you, Cody. Jumping in. Hey, before we make our final predictions here, Woodhouse Spas. All right, listen up, guys, listeners. If you're looking for a gift idea here for holiday season, this could be perfect for someone in your life. Could be even just for yourself, for some self-care. But your spouse, your mom, anyone on your list that may be interested in over 70 spa services, massages, could be nails, body treatments, facials, whatever it is. Woodhouse Spas, locally owned, Maple Grove, Woodbury, Rosedale Center. You can get a gift card at woodhousespas.com or stop into one of those locations I just mentioned and grab a gift card that way. Maple Grove, Woodbury, Rosedale Center. Find out more at woodhousespas.com. One of our Purple Daily listeners hit us up a couple days ago and said, hey, good idea. I just got a $500 gift card for my wife for the holidays. Mm-hmm. That's the gift. She gets to go in, do whatever she wants. And it could be a celebration of anniversary as well, a birthday. Think ahead. woodhousespas.com. Okay, Judd.
Write this down.
What is your third and final prediction?
All right. As I want to do this time of year because hockey coaches are on the hot seat so frequently, I'm going to make an immediate prediction for next week that's going to be true by next Wednesday. Andrew Brunette will be fired within the next week. By next week's, write that down, as the coach of the Nashville Predators. So Andrew Brunette, the former Wild, scored to this day the biggest goal in Wild history.
Well,
Game 7, overtime against Colorado in 2003. That team is a disaster, and there's no saving it. And he's ripping the team now, so he's going to be gone by next week. He was asked if he would scratch veteran players, and his response was, "Right now, I could scratch the entire team." It's going to come to
Coach,
an end.
how do you feel about the execution of your team? I'm in favor of it.
Yeah,
I'm all
John
for it.
McKay, the great line. What do you think about the execution? I'm all for it.
Write it down.
All right, let's go back to the beaches of Maui here, where Declan has his third and final prediction.
All right, last write that down. Sponsored by my friends at Underdog. New users, promo code SCORE for a 50% deposit match. Promo code SCORE at Underdog. New users, 50% match. Let's do a little free leg parlay. Wolves beat the Lakers. Ant drops at least 30 points. Dante, 3 Vincenzo. It's at least 3 3-pointers. So Wolves win. Ant drops 30. Dante hits at least 3 3-pointers. Write it down.
Dude, I'm kind of liking his golf shirt game. His honeymoon golf shirt game is
The only
on
problem with
point.
that is it blended into the background bushes a little bit too much.
He was kind of camouflaged
for the
there a
TV
little bit.
flavor here. Like if I was a TV executive or producer, I would say you're blending into the green screen, dude.
Yeah, it was. You just saw like
But
his
it's a nice game.
mustached head peeking out from
it's a nice
the
shirt.
bushes or something.
It's a nice shirt. I do agree with you.
So he didn't do a primetime parlay. I feel like I could. These primetime parlays are sneaky for home run purposes. I'm going to give you an NFL primetime parlay.
Write this down.
And there's 4 primetime games, so I'll give you all 4. All right? I think the Rams go on the road and beat the Niners on Thursday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Rams are on a roll. Sunday night, we've got the Packers and the Seahawks. The Packers will get back on track with a road win in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert for Purple Picks. I do reserve the right to change this between now and our Saturday, Sunday Purple Picks, but Vikings over Bears. And then old Kirky boy gets right. Falcons over Raiders on Sunday night or on Monday night.
If he doesn't get right, he immediately should be benched.
So Falcons, Vikings, Packers, and Rams for my primetime parlay. Just not even against the spread, just straight up.
Write that down.
Gotcha.
That's how it's going to work. All right.
The Raiders are 2-11, right?
Yeah, the Raiders and the Giants right now are tied at 2-11. The Giants miraculously are 0-7 at home as well, hosting the Ravens.
Wow.
14.5 point home underdogs in that game.
Oh my God. I got to think Antonio Pierce is in trouble too. I know it's been 1 year. I've grown to despise the interim guy steps in, gives the team a jump start, and then everyone's like, "This is our guy."
So dumb. It is really dumb. Yeah. So there's your Write That Down predictions here. The OG edition of Write That Down. The only show in America that has the stones enough to put statistics and predictions next to our names. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a scoop session and a little reckless speculation Thursday. Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd.